Good day everyone, so welcome to the 3 Minute Express Chevreuse review. This character is certainly for you if you love the quick swap playstyle. As you can see here, we got our abilities on the field so quickly that we just hit the perpetual mechanical rate just as it flew up. This was of course enabled by the fact that I could just use a quick hold E with Chevreuse, hit the enemy and then move on to my other characters. Having fast animations is always a big plus, and that's one of the things that I like about Chevreuse. But let's just slow down a bit here, like I'm also doing in the background, and let's talk a bit about what Chevreuse is really about. So she enables you to decrease the opponent's electro and pyro resistances if you can constantly trigger the overload reaction in a team with only pyro and electro units. Now this combined with a bit of healing, a massive attack buff that she gives you, as well as an electro and pyro damage buff that you get at C6, means that as a support she is quite valuable. So she does give your team quite a bit of an edge. But there is the drawback in that in order for you to get the big juicy resistance rate, which is really the part that will give you quite a bit of a damage bump up in the Genshin Impact damage equation, you are still limited by the fact that Chevreuse herself is pretty bad at applying pyro. So her E ability has a 14-second cooldown. Now if you use her elemental burst, you can do rapid fire like I'm doing here in the background, provided you've got her C4 constellation. But even then you still only get a 6 per 6 second buff on the resistance rate from the overload reaction, which means you will still need to constantly apply electro and pyro. So for this case you might want to consider something like Yaimiko, something like Xiangling, just to help constantly apply the overload reaction. And there is the other downside that Chevreuse herself, unless you're building her as a DPS, is not going to provide that much damage to your team. In fact, if you build her as a DPS, you will also forego her other buffs. So clearly you can see there is a bit of a give and take here. For something like the Raiden Hypercarry team, you can do quite a lot of amazing damage. The thumbnail itself has over 800k damage against this Hydro Tulpa, but in the team that I'm showing you here, I've had to reduce my team's damage output by increasing their energy recharge for Bennett and Kujasara, as well as make some other tweaks. That's just to make the team a bit more practical. So this is the big thing that you need to realize with Chevreuse. She'll give you some things, but she's going to take some things away, and it all really depends on the playstyle and whether the differences or what you're giving up is going to make sense for your playstyle and for your account. Certainly on my account it is a breath of fresh air. Regardless, I like this unit. Tell me what you guys think of her below, and thank you for watching the short 3-minute review. Have a great day. Cheers.